Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel where I teach lessons from the textbook Indian Economic Development useful for students studying economics in class 11th and 12th, and this is chapter number 7, Employment. You can check out my channel where in the first video I explained about the basic terms related to employment. In this video we will try to learn something about employment and the data of employment in the Indian economy. So the first thing which we're going to learn today is what is employment. So employment can be defined as an activity that enables a person to earn one's means of living. So any economic activity where a person earns income will be termed as employment. Now employment can be understood in two ways, that is self-employment and wage employment. When the person is the owner of the factors of production, such as land, labor, capital and organization, that person will be termed as self-employed, where the person is not working under anyone else but creating one's own employment, and 52% of people in India are self-employed. The remaining people are wage employed, where the factor of production called as labor is being provided to others and in return the person gets salary or wages. So when a person works under someone else, that person is providing labor and in return you get salary or wages as reward. So this is the two ways to understand employment, that is self-employment and wage employment. Now wage employment can be classified still into two more categories. The first is regular and the second one is casual. Now regular wage employment are basically those people who are regularly engaged, continuously engaged in a firm, and they are regularly paid. And the speciality of these people is that when they are paid, they are also entitled to social security benefits, such as provident fund, such as gratuity, such as pensions, such as house allowance, such as and so on. So they are entitled to so many social security benefits. And in India, total we have 18% of workforce who are termed as regular workers who are under the regular wage employment. On the other hand, we have casual workers. They are only temporarily engaged on a daily basis. They do not have any regular job. They do not have any regular job regulation. They do not have any regular protection. And sometimes they are not even entitled to social security benefits. And in India, 30% of the workforce are casual workers. Now, who are these casual workers? Basically, daily wage laborers who are involved in so many different fields. They are employed on a daily basis, which means in the morning, if they are lucky enough, they will get work. And if they are unlucky, that day they are not going to get any work. For those kinds of people, there is no job protection, there is no job security, and there is no job benefit. They do not have any kind of pension, any kind of gratuity. They do not have any social security, and they do not have any provident fund as well. So these are the two kinds of wage employment, that is regular wage employment and casual wage employment. So to understand the classification of employment in India, we already discussed that there are basically self-employed and wage employment. Under wage you have regular workers and casual workers. So total in India, 52% of people are self-employed, 18% are regular workers having social security benefits, and the remaining 30% are casual workers, temporary workers who do not have any social security benefit. Moving forward, we will try to understand certain statistics in Indian economy based on distribution of employment. And the first one is distribution of employment in India on the basis of gender, that is male and female. So as you can see the pie chart, we have 51% of males in India who are self-employed. Then we have 29% in India males who are casual workers, no social security benefits, and then 20% of males who are regular workers. On the other hand, when you see the pie chart of the females, we have 56% of females who are self-employed, 31% who are casual workers, and 13% who are regular workers. So this is basically the distribution of employment on the basis of gender. Moving forward, we have distribution of employment in India on the basis of region. So in urban and rural areas, what is the situation? In urban areas, if you see, 43% are self-employed, 42% are regularly employed who work in offices, and 15% are those who are casual or temporary workers. On the other hand, in rural areas, 56% are self-employed, 9% are only regular workers, and the remaining 35% are casual workers. This is basically because the self-employed people are those who own the lands and do agriculture, and the 35% casual or temporary laborers are basically agricultural laborers, also called as marginal laborers or landless laborers. And so this is the situation of employment on the basis of urban and rural region. The next is distribution of employment on the basis of sector. And so here we have sectors: primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. The primary sector provides employment to 48.9% of people in India. The secondary sector or the industrial sector provides 24.3% employment, and the tertiary sector provides 26.8% of employment in India. So the major share goes to agriculture. Second, it's basically tertiary sector, that is service sector, and then finally it's the industrial sector. Now, in India, we have basically growth and changing structure of employment. So if you see the statistics of employment right from 1950 to 2020, there has been an increase in both employment levels and GDP. There is no doubt about that the gross domestic product and the employment of India both have increased. But after the year 2000, India has witnessed jobless growth rate. Now, what is this jobless growth rate? It means that there is a significant increase in GDP without any prominent increase in employment, which means that the national income of India has increased, but the employment of India has not increased proportionately, which means we are seeing an increase in wealth but not an increase in employment. And so this is disproportionate. All the people who are already having employment, they are the ones who are creating more income, whereas no more people are added into the workforce, and this is going to be very, very harmful for India. This is going to be very, very harmful in the future, in another 20 or 30 years. If this continues, the jobless growth rate trend continues, this is going to be very, very disproportionate to the economy in the long run, and this will cause the decline in GDP, which will be very, very harmful. If not, we have already seen it. Now, we have structural change in employment. Now, this is also a very alarming trend where the structure of employment has been changing. If you see the details here, in 1970 to 73, the primary sector was 3/4 of the population, and then your secondary and tertiary sector. That's why India during the 1950s till 1991 had to concentrate a lot on industries. But as you see, the numbers have changed as the years have gone by, and 2011-2012 we have primary sector only 48.9%. The tertiary sector has developed a lot, and secondary sector also has increased. So people have shifted from agriculture to the tertiary sector. There is a huge shift from agriculture towards the secondary and tertiary sector, but still there is a huge need in India to improve in the industrial sector or the secondary sector, because this is where India is faltering right now. India is doing well in agriculture, no problem, doing well in service sector, very good. But then here in the secondary sector, there is a lot of opportunity, lot of scope, so that many more people can be employed, and India should focus on the secondary sector in the following years. I hope the details will change in the year 2021-2022. The next trend is casualization of workforce. You can see the data here. In 1970 to 73, we have this particular data here where the self-employed people were 61.4%, regular were 15.4%, and the casual were 23.2%. But as you see the trend, as the years increase, the self-employed people are getting reduced. The regularly employed people are almost similar, the numbers are almost similar, but the casual workers, those people who do not have social security benefits, their numbers are increasing. So basically these are unskilled laborers or semi-skilled laborers. These are the ones who are having no social security benefits, no pensions, no funds, no provident funds, and so on. And this is a very alarming trend in employment. The rate of self-employment is declining. Regular employment is almost stagnant or similar, whereas the rate of casual employment is rising. And this trend is called as casualization of workforce. And this also is going to be very, very harmful In the economy, the backbone of the economy are self-employed people. They are the ones who not only do business, they create employment opportunities. Whereas if the number of casual workers increases in an economy, basically it means that the economy is creating more and more unskilled workers. And this trend will be very, very harmful in the growth of the economy. The next trend is informalization of workforce. So what is this formal and informal? So we'll learn first about that. So the formal sector is where you have 10 or more employees in an organization. They have regular pay, they have social security benefits, and these people are protected by unions. Now, for example, railway workers have their railway union or railway workers union. And so these are basically 7% of the workforce who are actually having a strong union, security benefits, and regular pay. Whereas on the other side, you have the informal sector, less than 10%, less than 10 employees. There is no social security benefits. There are no unions to help them. 90% of India's workforce works under the informal sector. 70% are male, 30% are female. As you can see the data here in 2011-12, the formal sector, the data is very, very less, whereas in the informal sector, where there is no protection, the numbers are very, very high. So this is basically the data in millions. And as you can see, the formal sector, which has benefits, regular pay and unions, are very, very less, whereas the informal sector, who have no social security benefits, are very, very high. Now, for example, daily wage laborers who are working in construction, even though they are more in number to construct a building, they do not enjoy any security or any provident fund or any social security benefits. Whereas after 2011-12, it is the International Labour Organization which has interfered so that these workers also enjoy social security benefits. And slowly this trend is going to change, where even informal workers who do not have any unions, even they will be getting social security benefits. So with that, we come to the end of this educative video. You can check out my channel, where in the first video I explained about the basic terms, and in this video I explained about employment, the meaning of employment, and data with regard to employment. Stay tuned in my channel, where in the next video I will try to upload a video on unemployment and the causes of unemployment. Thank you so much for tuning till now. If you found this video helpful and educative, please like, share and subscribe so that many more students can benefit from it. Thank you so much. Stay educated and stay safe.